Hello everyone and welcome to the daily reading. I'm Natalie, spelled Natalee. It's two E's, there's no I in my name. I'm here to do the daily reading and I've just come out of the psychic session, the psychic tuning, so I'm a little like... Okay, into the downloads, my dears. So... there's a tool that you have but are not seeing, and I feel like this is in connection with the new moon in Scorpio opposite Uranus on Monday, Monday. This is a big week. It feels like a definitely big week. There's a lot of stuff going on this week. We have that new moon opposite Uranus. We have, by the time you guys get this reading, Venus and Mars, I believe, are linking up. Scorpio, we have Mercury retrograding, station retrograde, Halloween, October 31st. We have, I think, even Venus changes signs November 1st. So it's like a big week. It's a pretty big week. And I feel like that specific channeling, I saw you on the ground, like at the beach, looking, like, patting things down, looking for the tool. And I saw it behind you on a diagonal. And it was sort of like like a Nintendo tool or some kind of icon, like it was glowing, and it was like this little tool looking thing, like a wrench or something, some sort of actual little thing. And then you turned and you saw it, and then you grabbed it, and it's like, okay, I have what I need. That's what it felt like. So I feel like you are going with the flow of the energies this week in terms of, that's funny, the monkey wrench in your plans. As far as whatever came up at that new moon opposite Uranus, because there is that shock, there's a surprise, there's something, there's a little kerfuffle, there's a little wrinkle in the plans. So I feel like you are finding that solution, you're finding, or this is just more information about something that you just didn't know, it's something unexpected that came up. Sorry. And now you have the tool, because now this surprising thing that happened, it could have revealed someone's character, it could have outed something or someone, and now you have everything you need. Now you know, like, you can fix the problem, but someone's outed themselves. You know what I'm saying? You can fix the kerfuffle, you can iron out the wrinkle, but someone kind of blew their own cover in order to try and put the wrinkle there. I know it sounds like bad strategy, but people are channeling energies. They have no conscious awareness that it's not even themselves. So I feel like you're coming up into that and you're working with it and around it so that you can kind of get what you want. You can do what you're trying to do, whatever it is this week, whether it's just trying to, organize a family thing or do something at work or do something with your beloved or your kids. It could be a surprise with one of the kids, something like that. Okay. They channeled a song. It came up in a personal reading, and I feel like it's going to carry because they channeled it a little bit ago, a few days ago, and I forgot it. But it's Ocean Labs. I am what I am. I am what I am. It's that beautiful song. I love that song. It came up in a personal reading today, and it kind of reminded me that I'm like, oh man, they did channel me that like before. So it may come up, it may not be for this reading. We'll see. And they also channeled, I was really getting into the energies of the personal readings today. And in the middle of that, they channeled that Let's Dance song. No, Last Chance. Last Chance for Love. That song. I don't know what that's all about. Okay, so we'll see what we've got. The cards are done cooking, so let's see what this is all about, okay? Yeah. Seven of Staves. Someone has the higher ground, literally. See how he's on the higher ground and the staves below him are trying to get at him, but they can't really reach him because they're lower than he is. This is you. This is totally you. Whatever you're dealing with, whatever's going on, you have the higher ground. You have the higher authority. You have the higher word. You have the trust. you know, if it's between you and someone else putting your agenda forward or putting your version of the story forward or whatever this is, be careful of power plays. Please be on your best behavior this week. Please, no matter what, try to be on best behavior. Best behavior, okay? On the WatchNatalee channel, we control ourselves, okay? We control the energies. The energies don't control us, okay? So you, my dear, you have the upper hand here. You're in a position to ask for what you ask for, you will receive. So please be judicious. Please be responsible with that. You know, don't ask for a million red M&M. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be, because this is wants and lists, and this is you asserting yourself. This is what I need in order to do this relationship. This is what I need in order to do the job. This is what I need in order to fulfill my end of the promise. So I just want to put it out there. Just don't be a dick. I'm not saying that you're going to be a jerk or anything. I'm just saying, only because we have Pluto, there's this scorpionic energy. I just don't want anyone to get carried away. I don't want anyone to get overconfident. Okay, diplomacy and tact and manners and etiquette and your own reputation is on the line here. So I'm just going to say, if you're in this position, it's good enough that you're in this position. Don't get carried away. Okay. Okay. What's the next message? 10 of Pentacles. Holy moly, massacholi. So things are looking really great for you. This is whatever this is, you're being set up. You're making these changes and these moves for yourself. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're thinking long term. You're thinking for the future. You're thinking for what you're building now. You're sitting. Oh, that's a huge download that I totally forgot about. That was hours ago. Hours and hours ago. They channeled really early this morning. I didn't write it down. But they triggered me. Someone's sitting back and really kind of thinking about from this moment till when they die. Someone's thinking about that future, like the future, okay? Someone's thinking about, how am I going to spend the last years of my life? Who am I going to be with? What's going to be happening? What's going to, so what you're doing now is you're making any changes that you want to make. Like, you're imagining yourself, okay, if I'm exactly where I am right now, but I'm 100, am I happy? Do I have the people around me that I want around me? What does it look like? What does that life look like? You're thinking about that. You're sort of setting yourself up to be happy with the decisions you made, looking back at the end. Does that make sense? Like little time travel-y, it's like you're doing something nice for yourself. Oh, when I went to Chicago, when was that? That was the end of, was that September? Yeah, I think that was September. And I came back for October. I went out to Chicago, took care of some business, came back, and my place, my little studio here, everything was so clean. And there was a little mint on my pillow. I did that, okay? I cleaned everything. I do my own stuff, okay? So it's not like I hired anybody. No, I did something really nice for myself to come home to. So that's what this is, super long term. This is like, I'm gonna set myself up so that I'm really happy with my life decisions when I'm an old little man in my beautiful estate with, watching my kids play with, generation 8 of the 2 dogs that I always have. Maybe you have dogs and you just get the same dog over and over. I don't know where that came in, but yeah, you're looking at you're looking at this very scene for the future, and you're building this. You're building visually what you want in place by the decisions you're making now. So that's another reason why you don't want to blow it, why you don't want to be, does that really, everything that you're doing now, does that fit in? Is that going to be me in 50 years? Is that going to be me? Is that still going to fit my life then? You're thinking extremely long term here. Extremely long term. And it's also, I think this is a pretty good balance, because it's balancing out your needs, like whatever you need, because this is you asserting, something that you need in a contract, in a relationship, in a conversation with someone. So it's going to still have the assertiveness, the being self-assured of your own, because he has to believe in his own strength to stand alone at the top with one stick versus these people below him with like 7, right? So you're going to have your own self-assuredness. It's just temper it. Just temper that with diplomacy is all I'm going to say, because it is important that you get what you want. It is important that you get your needs met. So make sure that you're putting it, it's important enough for you to push that forward, but it's not going to go overboard. I feel like you're going to be thinking long term like this is going to keep you from being pushy. It's going to keep you from coming off as tactless. It's going to keep you from also accepting less than what you deserve, accepting less than what you need. Okay, so it's actually a really mature energy that's coming through. I like it. I like it a lot. So there could be something that came up with the Uranus opposition Sunday or Monday that's having you having to stand up for something. Like it's a big pushback. It's very, very assertive. So you are being called upon to be assertive. So that could be how you're solving this issue or this thing. It could be the tool that you're using. One card, the Lovers. Aww, you're building your family. Aww. I love telling happy stories. I love reading energies of happy stories. It's so nice. Okay. Yes, you're doing all of this because you're thinking about, this is actually really romantic. This is so romantic. This is overboard when Kurt Russell takes that second job and she like finds out about it and she's like, oh my God, he was, that's exactly like everything that you're doing this for, everything that you're standing up against. Like, it's not just your reputation as like a human being. It's not just your reputation, in this incarnation, in this workplace situation, in your family. It's not, it's you, it's your future. It's how you see your life. And you want love. You want real love. You want authentic love. This Lovers card is a connection. It's a really deep, impenetrable, unbreakable connection. Okay, it's such. I explained this in a personal reading today. So when I talk about myself, I describe my my public self. Okay, who I am out in public. My public version of myself. Then the circle gets a little smaller and it's there's my public life. Okay, then there's the personal life. Personal life is friends, family, spouse, kids, whatever. That's the personal life. My private life is just me with myself. It's just me, myself, and I. It's private. It's just me. Okay. What this connection is between two people's private, most innermost, gooey, vulnerable, sharing that private, most innermost part of yourself and having like a link, a little direct bridge over to the other person's private world. And that space being super fertile and super full of love and connection back and forth. And it's between those two energy sources, those two centers, that love is really exchanged. And if you look at this, we have Adam and Eve. He's looking at her and she's looking at the angel. I think this is Raphael, the super conscious. Conscious, subconscious, super conscious. In order to get to the super conscious, in order to get to the really good stuff, you got to go through the subconscious. So there's this wonderful balance and connection with whatever this is, okay? So there's a very strong spiritual connection here where you're able to access, because if you don't get there on your own, in your own private world, if you don't have your own epiphanal moments, it's private. It's not everyone gets to you at that's where all of the transformations happen. That's where all of the big changes occur. It's really within that personal space where you come up to yourself and say, all right, I'm ready to take responsibility for this. Or, all right, I got to be honest with myself about the reality of the situation. You know, that's the private world where you don't admit things to anyone else but yourself, because you're real with yourself. That's how deep this connection goes. This is something that you are fighting for, whether you have it in your life or you don't. This could be something that you are working towards still, where you don't have the estate, you don't have the soulmate, but where you are right now, that's what you have in mind. That's what you're working towards. That's what the goal is. That's what you're doing this for. Okay. And for some of you, you can see it. Like, you're like, you know, you can actually see a person. Maybe they're across the country. Maybe they're, you know, whatever. Or you can see the longevity in a person, in a connection that you currently have with someone right now. Doesn't even have to be physical. That could also be mental connections, emotional connections, spiritual connections, immaterial, not visceral connections, but any form of connection with someone else. Okay. Let's see what the next message is. But you're really setting this up for the rest of your life. The rest of your life. Like, this is it. What is the next message? Whoa. Too many cards. That was a huge glob. The Seven of Staves. We have, I think you do see it. I think you do see it ahead of you. You see it. I feel like you feel like it's really close within your grasp, like almost like you could just almost touch it and taste it in your mouth, because the Knight of Wands is just so, okay, all of the knights are insecure. All of the knights have the ability to disappoint. Okay. They're also like the henchmen, like they do the dirty work. You know, they send out the you know, in this case, it feels like you are, like you're not thinking of anything else. Whatever this is, this could be totally unrelated to love and family and progeny and legacy, but you're still only doing it to solidify this, to make this real, to make this tangible, to make this like you want it locked down. You want it locked down. You want to do, you're so single-minded about this that you never have to worry about it again. Okay? Like that scene in Mad Men with the grandpa. He tries to sit her down and talk about his funeral arrangements and his burial arrangements. And she's like, Dad, I don't want to talk about that. And he's like, well, we'll talk about it once, then we don't have to talk about it. That's the whole point of talking about it. You just talk about it once, and that's it. You know, this is the plan. That's how it's going to be. Then that's it. You don't think about it anymore. When I die, everything just like happens. Okay, you know, that's what I feel like. That's really what I feel like here with this Knight of Wands. It's like, come on, let's just do it. Let's just do this. Come on. I love you. You love me. We're gonna make a happy family, and we have an estate. We have this, and you know, it feels not like you're rushing through it. This is just like the passion is. This is just like impatient for something wonderful. It's really also fueling this position here of try not to let it show that my entire legacy is on the line. You know, it's very much like you are going to need to hold back, or I don't know if you can or not, but it's there, like the passion too. Now the reading looks like the two wands and then the goodies, the gooiness in the middle. Okay. Yeah, that's your focus now. That's your focus now. You're reworking something with your pentacles. They're really showing it to me now. Mercury retrograde. You're going back about the money. Like maybe you are watching your pentacles as far as the spending, because you're trying to build a cushion or a bigger cushion. People have different ideas of how much money they think they need to have before doing something. Like before having a kid, some people have kids with like $0 in the bank. Some people go, okay, we're going to save up like $10,000. We're going to save up $10,000 before we get pregnant. Some people, it's like, no, we need to have like 100 grand for a kid. You know, there's like everyone has such different ideas of it, such different, so it's hard to tell. It doesn't really matter where you come from with that, because I see you making differences. I see you making changes with either how you're spending your money or making your money or investing your money or organizing your money. Because you see your future as pentacles, pentacles, pentacles dropping, just like shiny, just falling from the sky. Like, this is wealth. This is big wealth. It's like you want it to keep coming in even when you stop earning it, is what I'm getting from here. Like, I was looking at it and then they moved. Like, they just started to all fall. So I'm like, oh, you want this waterfall. You want this passive income. You want this diversified portfolio. Okay, I see what you want now. Okay. All right. I got you. What's the next message here? Whoa. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. This is so revealing. This is you or someone you're connecting to. Keep that in mind, guys. Okay. So, speaking of money, we went and got the car that I hate absolutely the most. And I wish I could just cut it up forever and never see it again. Alas, it's not reflective of human experience completely. The Five of Pentacles with the Hanged Man. This is interesting because you have felt poor. You felt poor a long time. If you haven't felt poor, and remember I'm saying felt, like I said with the thing, some people think they'd be okay with 10 grand in the bank before they have kids. Some people are not going to do it until they got 100 grand in the bank, okay? This is, no matter how much money you have, no matter how much you're making, you still felt, I really feel like a rags to riches. I feel a big jump here. I feel like there's someone who, you know, when you grow up with, like, it stays with you, okay? It just stays with you. It just does. No matter what, you just feel that. You feel that bite of lack, of can't. It's like a power issue. It could have the opportunity to grow into many different manifestations. But what this feels like is that Gail Winan. Like Howard Rourke says, that's not the Gail Winan I knew, who picked himself up by his bootstraps out of Hell's Kitchen and grew up to own and operate the Banner. Okay, this is like that. There was a period of not only material lack, but also emotional poverty. Take it as it resonates, one or the other or both. Two things can be true at once, okay? And it was, I feel like it is both. And this is what's turning now for you, because the Hanged Man demands that in order to be released of the hold, release of the energies, release of feeling poor and not having enough love, feeling abandoned, betrayed, left out in the cold, rejected, that you have to have a 180-degree shift in perspective in order to put yourself right again. You had to think differently about money, resources, what it means to have, what it means to hold on to, what it means to let flow, what it means. Okay, so that you really had to undergo a lot of pain with that, because it's not a lesson that is easier. It's just a hard lesson to learn. It's a lot to internalize. You know, it's easy to just like say or read it in a book, but for it to work in your life vibrationally, for you to change your inner vibration. Okay, let's go quantum a little bit here. So quantum tunneling is just getting through a barrier when you shouldn't be getting through a barrier. So the best example is the sun. The sun rays quantum tunnel through the Earth's atmosphere. It shouldn't be able to do that, but it does, and then we get sunlight and things grow, things dry up, whatever. Whatever you're feeling and thinking inside, that's going to quantum tunnel through your body And that's what you're going to attract into your experience. So I feel like you have, and that's also why you're just like rushing, because I see like you just like chomping at the bit right now. Oh, I have this wonderful tasty thing waiting for me at the end of the rainbow. You know, it's because you've gone without, and you've been stuck. This is really stuck energy, especially with this hanged man. It's just like waiting and waiting and waiting, and you didn't realize that you had to change, from the inside out. That you had to go through this, or you will have to go through this, okay? I'm not good with like the time stuff, so it's you'll understand describing these energies where you fall into this, and then you can kind of make your deductions from there. Also, the card that came out separate from those two, so I'm giving it its own little spot, is the King of Pentacles. So it's another Pentacle card. You went from 0 to hero. 0 to hero, or you're about to. Or you are about to go from 0 to hero. I really feel, because we have the King here, I feel like for some of you, this really is emotional poverty, that you've been emotionally poor this whole time, and you had only had money before, where you were, maybe your formative years, you were poor, you've gone without, you didn't have. And I'm not talking about keeping up with the Joneses type poor, where, oh, I didn't have the newest blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm talking like basic needs weren't being met. I'm talking about, okay, so that, like, both of those things were true. So you grew up feeling super shitty. So you grew up to make the pentacles. Like, when I grow up, I'm going to be so fucking rich and I'll never feel poor again. But you didn't concentrate on the emotional part. It was just about the pentacles. So you were able to make pentacles. You were able to, that's really bothering me, sorry. You were able to do that, but it wasn't, the emotional part is what's coming in now. Like right now. Okay. Because this connection is bringing more pentacles, bigger, long-lasting. Okay, that's why we opened the way we did, and this is giving us some backdrop. Okay, I feel like we have enough to start. One more. They want one. No, they want another one. They want another one. Oh, and then before I came on, I felt super quiet. So I know they don't want me to do a long reading for today. Like, it just, like, everything just went super, like, that's interesting. Super, super duper quiet. And now we have the 7 of Cups. You had the perspective shift, and now you're just like chomping at the bit to get to the connection and the stability and the legacy and the longevity. But it's only the beginning, because now you're like fantasizing and you're dreaming about how different things are going to be, and how the future is going to be, and how everything's going to be in this new reality that you're creating for yourself. This is you using the tool. You could have discovered a tool. You could have discovered something new. You could, like I said, that information that came to light, that tool that you just found or rediscovered, or, you know, an old thing that you had, an old tool that you had to work with, that you realize now, like, hey, I can bring this out of my toolbox and it'll work really, really well. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify that. Let's clarify the 7 of, whoa. Me nervous. The 7 of Staves, please. Can you please clarify the 7 of Staves? Oh, whoa. 2 9s. 2 9s. This is right, you're at the edge of this completion energy here. We have the 9 of Swords and the 9 of Cups. You're anxious about this. You're anxious about it. It's not done yet. It's not, like, you're working on it, you're whatever this is, you're doing it, you're in the middle of it, and you're anxious about is this gonna go? Is it gonna work? Is it we got the okay? We got the go? Is it, you know, what's going on with this? You're anxious about it, staying up late at night. Speaking of which, I've had such weird sleep this past, since the new moon, since like Sunday. So with it's like thinking and feeling here. It's like we have the insomnia, the staying up late, not really able to rest restfully, like really productive, really wonderful rest. We have that. This is also my little staring at the glow of the screen in the middle of a dark room type energy, where you're just like, I can't sleep. What am I going to do? Just stay in bed for 4 hours, 8 hours, I'm going to get on my phone and see what's up, So the Nine of Cups is what you're worried about. It's about the satisfaction. It's about, am I going to get what I need? This is my ask. This is what I need to do this job. This is what I need, not only to do the job, but also set myself up. Am I going to get it? Are they going to say yes? Is this going to all go? I'm telling you, you're in the right position. If this were a pushy card, or it came out with a pushy energy and really self-defeating energy, I would say, yeah, you got something to be worried about. But we have this energy here where you're just showing up with the rightful entitlement. So whatever you are asserting, you have the right to ask for it. I gave you the little primer about being diplomatic and being courteous and respectful. But I think this is a natural thing too. I feel like you're just anyone might be just naturally worried about this, or sort of until it's done, until the deal's done, until I get the thing, until it's here in the living room, whatever that is, then I'll breathe a sigh of relief. But until that moment, I'm going to be a little bit edgy. So I am getting some edginess from that, okay? But it's just because there's so much on the line. There's so much at stake here. This could be that make or break job for you and your family, Okay, 10 of Pentacles. Speaking of family, what do we need to know about this 10 of Pentacles? What do we need to know about the 10 of Pentacles? Don't look at me. Talk amongst yourselves. Guess what we have to clarify the 10 of Pentacles? We have the... It was so worth it. It was so worth it. Okay, so now we're looping it all back in. I already said that though, but if you want more confirmation, this is the confirmation. This is the confirmation. All right. And this is what you're worried about. This is what you're fighting for. You're fighting for, you're asking for, you're making a stand. This is taking a stand. This is literally drawing the line in the sand and saying, you want to play in my sandbox? This is what I need. I need you to bring your own pail. I need you to bring 2 molds. I need you to bring a little pail of water. Okay? It's like, here it is. Like you in or you out. This is the line in the sand. This is the stand. This is the card of taking the stand, taking a stand for something. You're taking a stand for yourself. You're taking a stand for your future. You're taking a stand for your life, like the rest of your life. It's a big deal. This could be an opportunity like once in a lifetime. You're putting a lot into this, so maybe it's not once in a lifetime, but it has a lot of weight and heavy importance for you. Okay? Because everything's on the line. You're taking a stand for your family, for your generational wealth that you're going to leave to your progeny, for your future security, taking a stand for your, like I said, that income that's going to keep coming in even when you're old. Yeah, that's what's at stake here. Let's go ahead and clarify the Lovers. What do we need to know about the Lovers, please? Whoa. Oh my God, you guys, we have 3 cards and they're magical. Look at this. We have 1111, the Magician, and the Sun. To clarify the Lovers, so this person, oh my God, this connection, if it doesn't get any better, this is, you guys, this connection is the last tool that you need. Oh my God. Whoa. Whoa. I just impressed myself there. Everything I saw, that's hilarious. I mean, it's not hilarious, but it's pretty incredible. I'm telling you guys, the funnest part about being psychic is watching it work. Watching it work and being right. And being right, it's the best part. Wow. Wow. Yeah, this person, this connection, and interesting because I went and they channeled me a different way to go with this card and this spread, and they really gave me that connection, like the meeting, not even meeting of the minds, but like your private world. And so they emphasize that because it's that connection that is your tool. It's the last tool that you need to be super all powerful. The key to the gate of happiness, the stability, the four of staves. It's super stable. The sun, this person is the light of your life. Their face is just, they just like radiate all of the happiness. Like they can always illuminate. They can always cheer you up. They can always make you feel better. They can always just bring you out of the doldrums. And just by expressing themselves, the sun is the card of self-expression. So whoever this person is, they don't even have to do anything. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to try. They don't have to step out and like be this. They don't have to like try to think about what you want them to be perfect and then be that and then they're perfect. Whoever this person is it doesn't have to be a Leo, but it can be a Leo. But this energy is that Leonine energy where it's just complete self-expression and then being adored for it. Like Madonna and Jennifer Lopez, okay? We love to love them. And they love to be loved by us. It's that wonderful energy where it's just like the peak of self-expression is just shining rays of sunlight, quantum tunneling to you, giving you the tools, giving you that final last tool that you need. You just needed this. This was it. This is it. This connection is your stability, it's your happiness, and it's your power. And you know it. You know it. This other person, you know it. Because that's why they're fighting like this. That's why they're not fighting, but they're taking a major stand. There's only one confirmation card so far, and it's the taking a stand. So whatever you're doing, take the stand. Make sure your point is communicated. Make sure everyone knows your position on this, okay? Whatever this is. This is a week. This week is the week where you take the stand for your life. This is all hugely at stake here, and that's why you're taking the stand. That's why you're worried about it. That's why you're wondering if this is really happening, if you can really pull it off, all of that stuff, because this connection is at stake. If you don't get this job, you won't be able to move your family 3,000 miles away to where you are. Or, you know what I'm saying? If you don't get this job, the family is going to be forever separated. Whatever this is for you, however this is manifesting for you, it's that important. This connection is like the life support. This connection, like the sun gives you life. Okay, the sun gives life. This person gives you life. Look at all the yellow in this card. It's so pretty. It's so happy. The sun, this beautiful yellow sky. And then we have the red roses of desire with the lilies of pure thought. This is a great balance. This person is very balancing. And like I said, because of this connection, you're able to access that super conscious. You're able to access that higher knowledge, higher spiritual wisdom, higher power. You can channel the power. Oh, you're going to use this connection to channel the higher power and use it. It sounds a little bit like evil, but I don't mean it evilly. I mean it that through this connection, I mean everything I say, okay? I mean it. Okay. Let's move on to the Knight of Wands. I could stay on these three cards probably for like another 15 minutes, but for the sake of time and yeah. Okay. Knight of Wands, please. What do we have to clarify? Ooh, the Two of Staves. Oh, wow. You looked high and low and to and fro and could not find this person. And now that you found them, you're like, okay, you're like, you're very into it. You're just chomping at the bit, okay? Oh, for some of you, there is a distance between you and your beloved. I'm sorry. It's like, oh my God, if I can just close this distance, and be with them, that's all I want to do. I just want to be with them already. I want to be there already. I want to do it. I sense that impatience. I sense that just don't let impatience lead you to surrendering that diplomacy, surrendering that tact. Being impatient could trigger you into trying to assert your control, trying to regain control of the situation. And you don't want to do that, and you don't want to come across that way. Okay? You don't want to come across you just don't want to come across that way, okay? But I totally understand you. I understand you completely. Yeah, there's either distance. If you're with this person, there's distance between you, physical or emotional. And if there's not distance, this is a person that you've clocked as your soulmate, as your stability, your home, your sanctuary, your power, and your ultimate happiness. That's a list. That's a list, all right. Like, this person checks off I was not expecting this connection with the power thing. That's cool. That's really cool. This connection gives you life. It gives you strength. It gives you stability. It's the last tool that the magician needs in order to take that power from above and through desire, bring it down into physical manifestation. Because he has all the tools, right? All the tools on the table. You thought you had all the tools? Ho, ho, ho. Wait till you get love. Which is what you were lacking, which is, that emotional poverty. You probably put it all into making the Pentacles, okay? Let's go ahead and clarify that. Let's get into that Five of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. Let's get into the Pentacles and the Hanged Man. Oh, shoot. I thought I was going to do a short reading today. Again. Sorry, guys. No intermission. Go ahead and pause me as needed. You're kidding me. Guess what we just clarified with this? They're really going to push this home. They are, oh my God, this is hilarious. This came up in a personal reading yesterday, although it wasn't this card in the middle of the two hanged men. It was a different card. It was a different energy, but let me explain what this is. Okay, this is, you had to have a 180-degree perspective shift in order to correct this imbalance, in order to become emotionally full, in order to become truly wealthy. What is true wealth? What is it? What is it to you? Okay? You had to think about it. True wealth was, I am the Joneses. Everyone's keeping up with me. I have so much money. I have so much money. I am just money, 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 money. Okay? No. Mm-mm. I can see that the universe did a little whoop-de-doo on you because you went through it. You had to stay in this pain for a really long time because it's pain's the greatest teacher, and only through feeling that pain and going through. Okay, before all of this, before the love and before everything that you're fighting for, you were just like, la 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 la. Like you were so stubborn. You were so stubborn about this. And you were very committed to staying this sort of, don't shoot the messenger victim. You were still stuck in remembering when things were miserable, remembering when you were a child going without and not having enough, or not having any love, not having a supportive parent, or not having just like authentic love, like really the good stuff, the good life, really warm love, and just, that no matter how much money you made, this is the leader of an industry. This is a banker. This is a prominent person. This is a noble. Okay, it's a king. Okay, so none of that worked. None of that made you feel better. None of that fixed that lack within you until you met so and so. Changed your perspective 180 degrees. You have to stay upside down, and the pressure has to build in your head before your head pops, and before you have the real perspective shift that you need to have so that you untie your ankle and you walk in the correct direction. That's why. So if you're wondering why you spent so long in exile or an emotional lack, it's because you had to change your mind, and you were someone that was not going to change your mind. That had to get broken down. That ego had to get broken down. Whatever that was, that had to get broken down. And that's something that you can keep between you and I in your private space. Remember, private space, which is you, yourself, and your psychic. Okay? You keep that secret, you keep that safe. You don't need to admit that to anybody else. I'm not going to tell anybody. I love keeping secrets. Okay, so you had to change your mind about it. Wow. Because this is stagnant ass energy, guys. The Hanged Man. When I see that come up, I'm like, you're going to have to wait. Like, this is a waiting card. It's just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. It's just... oh my God. So this is a long time. You spent a long time in this energy before you were able to get out of it, okay? Before you changed your mind, you stood there. You're done with that. You could let that go. That's why you're like, oh my God, I found it. I found the person. I found it. I found my world. Chomping at the bit now to get to it. Trying to just make it, bring it down into manifestation. You're trying to... because you spent too long in this. You're like, I know what that's all about. I reject it. I don't want it. I want love. Good for you. Okay. Whew. King of Pentacles. Let's do King of Pentacles. What do we have for the King of Pentacles, please? What do we need to know about this King? This King of Pentacles, please. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Okay. Behind this wealthy person, this pentacled up person, behind you making all your money was a broken heart. Okay? It's a broken heart. It's a broken heart. It's broken. This is exactly what we just went through, talked about, okay? As the reason why you made so much money, or you made money. I mean, it doesn't mean that you kept, okay, remember, it's not what you make, it's what you keep. I don't care if you're on minimum wage. I don't care if you bring down 10 figures a year. It doesn't matter what you make. It matters what you keep. So you could be making money but still be broke, is what I'm trying to say. You could be making a lot of money and you're broke all the time. Doesn't matter. But behind this archetype, like visually, like people will see you and think that you have a lot of money and that you're super stable, super rich and wealthy and happy. The truth is that you did things for money or for respect as your primary motivations, as your only source of emotional fulfillment. Although I feel like you could be a passionate person, but this is saying behind all of that, behind the facade, is the broken heart. The broken-hearted person who was, why am I getting this now? Who was valued for like what they can earn. Like there's something about, and I feel like it could have been like maybe your dad didn't make a lot of money and you grew up And that was the only love you got, was like being congratulated for making money. Or maybe, you know, there's something weird there where money is the only thing that was celebrated, that was only, you know, there's something weird there. There's something weird there. There's two other cards. For the King of Pentacles, there's that Three of Swords, and this is a deep wound. This is like a really deep wound. And this is why you need, and you know you need it, but you need the sun to come kiss it away. And okay, so we get it. There's two other cards here. We have the Justice and the Fool. So this person, this King of Pentacles, you or someone you're connecting to, you're ready to take the leap of faith. You're ready to take the leap of faith in marriage. Ooh. Wow. This is a powerful marriage because of the connection, because of this connection that you guys have and what you're transmitting back and forth and feeding each other, and the stability that it gives you, the power it gives you, I mean, it's really big. It's huge. You search the world. Like I said, you search the whole entire world, didn't find someone like this person, and you're just like chomping at the bit. Now you're really, before you were like, I'm never going to get married. I'm never going to get married. Now you're like, then you came around to it. Then you had the whole shift in perspective. Like, you know what? I don't want to die an old crusty, like we channeled before. I don't want to die old and crusty with all my money. Like, that's not going to make me happy. It's not going to make me happy just being rich and alone and not being around anyone that has real love for me. I don't want to die like that. I don't want to die alone. I don't want to die with, you know, the Mormons sticking needles in my arms on a plane over New Mexico. Or was it Mexico? I'm talking about Howard Hughes, of course. I'm so sad. Howard Robards Hughes. But now you're like, let me jump off that cliff. Let me just jump into this marriage. I want to do this. I know that this is the person, and this is what I want. I know this is why I don't want to die alone. I want to be with this person. They're my ultimate happiness. I have all the power. They're my stability. I know it's going to be happy. I have 50 more years of happiness to look forward to. I want to leave all the pain in the past. The past is the past. The past is the past. I want my future, and I want it now. I understand you. I can feel what you feel. I feel what you're feeling. I get it. What was that? I totally understand. Okay. We're almost done. Okay. We have the Seven of Cups. Last but not least, the Seven of Cups. That was quick. For the Seven of Cups, we have the Queen of Cups, we have the Emperor, and we have the Strength. You're painting the picture for yourself. You're fantasizing. Anyone where you're not the King of Pentacles here, where you're the lovers, where if you're either the power, you're the connection, or you're this person, or whoever you are, doesn't matter. The fantasy, what the fantasy is this is so Beauty and the Beast. It's like you're the old, you're an old crickety emperor guy, and it's this strength and it's Belle. It's the beauty that's just like really, because remember the highest, the Emperor is higher than the King of Pentacles. So before, you were this broken ass-hearted freaking King of Pentacles, all about the money, very emotionally poor, and now you are the Emperor because you have the strength of a loving partner, like with you, really with you. So like I said, this could be that you're fantasizing about bringing someone to your country, that you're fantasizing about organizing details of a contract that's going to bring you closer to them, where then you can marry them. It's something, and this is what you're fighting for this week. And I really feel like it's a weekly influence. Don't know why. Something is significant about Halloween. I had deja vu like twice, but it's hard. I'm not going to explain that, get into it. It's a long thing, but there's something significant about Thursday. I don't know what though. And it's not just Halloween. This is definitely your fantasy that you're going to be complete, that you're going to be, and not to say that two people make one person. I'm not on that bandwagon. Okay, there's two individuals that come together that make two individual people. It's not like you complete me type energy. What this is to be a ruler, to be a real emperor. He has the totem of masculinity in the feminine hand and the totem of femininity in the masculine hand. It's the absolute ultimate balance. You have to have the balance of dominion and love in order to rule effectively, in order to rule judiciously, in order to rule. Okay, to be that wonderful leader, that wonderful ruler. And when I say that, I'm not talking about like you're actually going out and ruling people. I'm talking about you are taking control and ownership and responsibility over your own life, and you're ruling, you're the emperor of your own life. Okay, so that's the fantasy here. That's what your daydream. It's like, this is what's keeping you going. This is the gas in your tank. It's like, oh my God, when I'm there, when I'm with my person, I'm going to be so happy. And what you're fantasizing about is actually all the love. Like, we have the stability and the power here, but really what your fantasy is all of the love that you're going to get from this person and all of the strength that you're going to get from that love. I mean, they're really going to just light you up like a Christmas tree, and it's just going to make you feel so balanced. That's what I want to say. Not complete, balanced. Okay? Because of their love, and I get so much beauty in the beast with all this right here. Beauty, beast, okay? Very clear. This is a very nurturing person that you found. This is a very nurturing person. This is someone who loves to love. This is someone who, they could be running an animal shelter, always rescuing broken little animals or something like that, you know, something where you can kind of see the signs like, okay, that's a nurturer right there. This is someone who's going to take that nurturing attention and put it onto you. Going to give that to you, and you're trying to make that space available. You're trying to open that possibility up, and that's exactly what you're fighting for. That is exactly what you're fighting for and anxious about, and really hoping, crossing your fingers. Okay, my dears, I'm crossing my fingers right along with you. I'm rooting for you every step of the way. Okay, this is where I'm going to leave things. All right, if this is super resonating with you, feel free to book me with a personal reading so we can dig into this specifically for you and see how it plays out. Otherwise, I hope that this was great Scooby snacks or tonic, whatever elements resonated for you. At the very least, I hope that you were extremely entertained and that you got something out of this. Okay, guys? So thanks for another great reading, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.